So we are still in the 4:3 television aspect ratio, but thankfully the black and white days are behind us. And to make the transition all the more obvious, the name of the third episode of WandaVision is now in color. Hello, namaskar, welcome, swagatam. WandaVision episode 3 has continued the established trend of showing a normal comedy in the first 20 minutes of the episode and introducing a snippet of the suspense in the last minute or two. It is difficult to talk about this episode, the third episode, without a little spoiler information. The episode begins where we left it off in the last week, and I have to mention something which was shown in the last episode. I will surely try to keep the spoilers to the minimum. So this time around, we are feasted to a pregnant Wanda and a day of hilarity and uneasy, nervous laughter. I mean, the laughs that I had were uneasy, with the apprehension of what might be coming next. Actually, the entire premise of WandaVision is built on the apprehensive thought that things are not what they seem. Because, well, we are seeing Wanda with vision. Even though the presentation is that of the sitcoms of the decades past, the events supposedly are taking place in the present, that is, after the events of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. But anyway, even if someone really oblivious to the world of Marvel Comics and Marvel Cinematic Universe were to watch this series, they would understand something is amiss. From the simple fact that Vision is a synthezoid, not a living human being. So Wanda being pregnant is, well, you can use the words impossible, improbable, unexplainable, ineffable, anything but normal. And to top it off, there is another adjective to Wanda's pregnancy that might send your spidey sense tingling. It is overnight. Wanda grew pregnant overnight, and not in the normal way, because, well, to say a baby was conceived overnight would still be kinda normal, but to have the pregnancy progress months overnight, that is the real kicker here. Wanda and Vision's interaction with the neighbors and the neighborhood doctor is quite comical, and I must say that I laughed more in this episode than I had in the previous two episodes. Geraldine is featured prominently in this episode.
Wanda, what's up? Who are you?
With a new piece of jewelry. Yeah, something she hadn't worn in the last episode. I don't know if you would call it an Easter egg or a clue about Geraldine's reality, but as she is unceremoniously shoved out by Wanda, she gives us the first-hand look behind the curtains, so to speak, in this story. But more on that when we actually discuss spoilers. Now, let me tell you what I liked about this episode. I've already said that the comic elements and the content and the timing are better in this episode. And with the full color, I felt more comfortable watching it than with the previous episodes. We can appreciate the real invisible visual effects, even those which are made to look like poorly crafted practical effects of that era. In color, Vision's appearance is not as perfect as he looks in the movies, because, well, even with Marvel Studios, there must be some budget and time constraints in a TV show. Do tell me if it is just me, or did Vision actually look a bit crude compared to his movie appearances? His Mind Stone wasn't glowing bright enough. His eyes appeared normal rather than the intricate labyrinthine shutter-like look. Then there is the veins of his hands and wrists. In the movie, his hands have a smoothened appearance, as if they were molded off a cast, a bit plastic-like. But here it is clear that this is a human hand colored magenta. Maybe that is just because of the low resolution look of the episode, because the trailer close-up of Vision was perfect.
No. Why would you think that?
With the glowing stone and the superb eyes and all that. But anyway, my mind wouldn't even register things like that, I'm sure, perfect or not, once we are brought up to speed with whatever the hell is actually going on and the real events start to happen. Sword is clearly indicated to have an influence on what is going on, although it is not sure whether they are controlling Wanda's life or actually just trying to keep her contained. And that brings me back to the major issue with WandaVision. Wanda Maximoff is using powers that the MCU version of the character isn't supposed to have, the reality altering powers, starting with the pregnancy all the way to William and Thomas. Not to mention the Stork. There is a deeper meaning to the Stork's appearance in this episode, which I'm sure will be explained in the later episodes. Because It was not just a casual bird appearance signifying Wanda's powers going haywire because of the labor pains. And obviously the internet has gone berserk over the speculations about this talk. But the most impactful thing I'd say in this episode was Wanda mention her brother Pietro.
Get the people on the boats.
I'm not going to leave you here.
I can handle these. You understand?
You know, I'm 12 minutes older than you.
Go.
For a moment, she's back in Sokovia with her old accent, humming an old song. The build-up around that moment is amazing, including the ominous music. We know something big is going to be revealed, and that is when the episode gives us the minute-and-a-half glimpse into the world outside Wanda's world. So the third episode left me wanting more. A real cliffhanger, so to speak. What did you think about the episode? Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I shall return next week to talk about the next episode. Till then, to stay tuned with me, please do subscribe to the channel The Versatile Doctor. If you liked my thoughts about this episode, please do leave a thumbs up and share this video with all your friends. And if you don't like my opinions, please do jump into the comment section and let me know what you think. As always, I'm eagerly looking forward to your comments and feedback. You have been with Dr. Abhinav Atul, and it is my pride and privilege to be able to connect with you through this video. Namaskar.